It is officially time for me to start my challenge where I read a whole book every single day for 2 weeks straight. Are you guys ready?
Because I know I am not.
Already made a video talking about my TBR, my plans, my goals, my rules and everything, so check that out if you're interested. But today's day 1 of the challenge and I'm reading The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. Finished the first book, the 5th season, I want to say maybe 4 days ago now, and the ending had me shook. This is high fantasy, high science, high literature, I would even say. The book is 391 pages and luckily I do have the audiobook today, which makes me so happy because I feel like I'm starting off the challenge with a little bit of an extra step, but I am a little busy today. That's the thing. And also the reason the audiobook will be so helpful, I have a lot to do. I have homework, I have to do my hair, I have errands, like so many different things that I have to do. So I think I will be utilizing the audiobook a lot for this. First order of the day is going on a walk with my mom. So I'll come back whenever I sit down and actually do some reading as opposed to listening to the audiobook. Basically, during my 24-hour readathons, I always eat a Lunchable, and in my last one, I forgot to get one, and on my TikTok, someone noticed that I didn't get one. So I have one here instead to eat today, and while I do that, I'm going to get into the book. Honestly, I ended up just yapping to my mom the whole time while we were on the walk, so I didn't get too far. I am on chapter 2 though, so page 12. It's the afternoon now and I've only read 37 pages, and on top of that I have to wash my hair today, so the plan is that I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But luckily, since I have the audiobook and I have to sit under the hooded dryer for like an hour, I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, I can make it to page 100. That's my goal. Because after that, I feel like I could read the 200 pages before bed. And so fingers crossed that wash day ends up shaking how I want it to so that I can get some reading done and obviously also finish my hair. The hooded dryer is obviously behind me, meaning that I'm out of the shower and going to deep condition now. I've been listening to a little bit of the audiobook. I think I'm close to chapter 4 now. So I'm just going to continue and read while I'm under there. It'll probably be maybe 45 minutes-ish is my guess. And so after that is done, I'm going to wash everything out of my hair and then style while listening to the audiobook instead. Favorite thing about this little mic is that I can basically cover it with my hair and half the time you can't even see. As you can see, I am now obviously finished with my hair. I made it to chapter 9, which is page 143, meaning that I read a total of 105 pages. That is more than the 100 page mark. So I'm happy with all the progress I made. The audiobook, first off, the audiobook is really good. I really like the narration of it. But on top of that, the more I read her writing, the more I realize that like there will be bad characters in this book, but they're so nuanced. There's so many layers to them, so many complications. And N.K. Jemisin has mastered the art of writing humans. Like even when you think you don't like a person, she'll go ahead and kind of dedicate a mini chapter to them, and you'll be reading it and you're like, oh, maybe I do care for them. And so her writing it's just amazing. As I said, like this book isn't something that's cozy. It's not a romantasy. There's nothing like fluffy about this book. And yet I think it's so important the way, first off, that she is writing her story. It's insane. Like one thing about it is that our main character's perspective or like chapters are written in second person. So she's saying you, and that really makes you feel ingrained into the story. I feel the emotions that our main character is feeling. She has gone through so much pain, so much suffering. She's trying to find her daughter while at the same time she's trying to assimilate into this new world that she's pushed into, and she's actively being hunted because of the powers that she possesses. And so yeah, this is amazing. I think what I want to do now with the remaining pages I have is set a timer and see how long it takes me. I'm not really the best at math, but there is 248 pages. That's how much I have left. But as I've said before in some of my other videos, the font in this is really big. So sometimes I can read like 80, 90 pages a minute. Wait, an hour, not a minute. Sorry. So we're gonna spend the rest of the night reading and then day 1 will be over. as per usual, yes, of course, I need some snacks. Hour 1 is about to end and I am now on page 250, meaning that I read a total of 107 pages in the first hour. Hello everyone, it is now the next day. I was so tired yesterday that I honestly just could not come back and film, but I think it took me like 2.5 hours to finish the 248 pages if I remember correctly. It is now the next day. I am reading the final book of the series and I believe it's The Stone... Insert here, that's the title. I think I'm on page 50. I'm in line waiting for Duncan right now because I am just so exhausted. I have so much schoolwork to do today because I'm taking a class and like a semester in college is 4 months-ish about. This is 4 months of content squished into 3 weeks. So like I have
To read 60 pages every 4 days, I think.
the professor has set the due date to, and so like that's due today and I haven't started it. It's already afternoon. But later when my mom gets home, her and my aunt are going shopping. So I am going to like go with them to pick out a few things. So after I get my Dunkin', I'm gonna sit down, read as much as I can, and then go shopping and then do homework and then finish out the book. That is the plan for today. It is so much later now. I was a little busy and I couldn't just dedicate all my time to reading, but still, I surprisingly enough made it to page 202. So that's more than halfway into the book. Well, that homework that I was talking about, 60 pages of reading, it's due in 3 hours. So I need to lock in. Gonna put my headphones on and then just knock it out of the way that I can finally finish the series. After I complete this, the Broken Earth trilogy will be finally in my past and I can move on to whatever I want to tomorrow. So wish me luck with the homework. I'm back now. I did in fact finish all of my assignments in time. It ended up being like 100 pages of reading and then annotating and writing a summary, but it got done. After that, I took a shower and I've been listening to the audiobook. I thought that I would want to dive back into reading the book physically, but I am honestly feeling the audiobook. I don't feel like actually reading at the moment. So what I'm gonna do is continue listening to the audiobook and then also playing my 3DS. I'm probably gonna play Tomodachi. I'm also gonna eat. I'm like hungry for some reason and it's literally like 2 a.m. in the morning. So I have like rice, an actual meal, and then obviously I have my cold Pepsi. I am very precise about my Pepsi. I don't like cold anything unless it's like a matcha, but like even my water I drink warm, which people think is weird, but to me it's the best and it's also good for your digestion. What has happened so far? Well, I was so tired yesterday that I didn't vlog, but at the end of the second book, The Obelisk Gate, a lot happens. Some of the questions that we had been wondering since the first book are finally getting answered, and it just really sets the stage for this final book, the finale. One interesting thing though, as I think I stated, is that most of this book is written in second point of view. We have our main character Esun, and when the narrator talks about her story, they refer to like her story as us. So the author will say like, you touch the obelisk, you manifest your magic. And so you're really transported into the story and you feel like you yourself are the main character. But the first book and like most of the second book were like, who is the narrator? And obviously I took my guess and I'm proud to say that it was right. I think it was revealed at the end of the last book or the beginning of this one. I don't really remember, but I think I have less than 200 pages left. Yeah, less than 200 pages. Halfway, I would say. So I'm going to finish that out and then come back and give you guys an update whenever I think it's fitting. Finished the book, and my favorite thing that authors do is when they start off the book, or even more so like extra points when it's a series and they start it off with like a one-liner or a message or something that they like tell you to keep in mind, and you're like, sure, I'll do that. And then as you read progressively more and more, and then in the final scenes they reiterate it. N.K. Jemisin mastered that. The final chapter was amazing. I was a little surprised with how the story developed, but I was like content, a little heartbroken. She just ended the book off so amazingly. I would definitely say that the first one was my favorite. This is my second favorite, and then book 2 is my least favorite. It was still good. I gave it a 3.75. I think this is a 4-star, and the first one was also 4-star. I have no idea what I'll start tomorrow. I feel like reading such high fantasy has fizzled and fried all of my brain cells, so I might read a romance or something on the shorter side, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, I apologize for not having spoken to you guys today. I've just been at home and I slept in so late because after yesterday I was absolutely exhausted. But as you probably saw, started Game Changer and I am really liking this. I'm only on page 74 of 356. Obviously the Game Changer series is what Heated Rivalry is a part of. I had like heard and seen all the hype, Hudson and Connor and all of it. Megan Thee Stallion. Yes, but I am just now starting it. I have the first and the second, which is Heated Rivalry. What I have to check is like what couples go with what book, because obviously Kip and Scott so far are book 1, but I know that Ilya and Shane are in book 2, but I'm pretty sure Ilya and Shane are also book 3, so I don't want to start the second book and then be like stuck in the middle of their story, because I know their relationship and their book, both of them, end up taking over 10 years. I haven't really read too many MM books. I think this might be like my first that actually has smut in it. I am so sad because I have read countless MM fanfiction and manhwas, like a lot, like a hefty amount, and honestly her writing and description of the scenes is reminding me of that. We have Kip and Scott. Scott plays hockey for New York and he's like really good, but obviously he is queer, and then he meets Kip one day and Kip works at like a smoothie shop, and after having a really bad losing streak, when Scott arrives and he starts buying smoothies from Kip's like store in which he works, he starts winning, and so through that they kind of kindle a relationship. But obviously for Scott it's really hard talking about who he likes. He's in the NHL and there's really horrible prejudices and biases towards people when they're honest about who they love, and that is honestly so sad. So once he gets with Kip, it's honestly so heartwarming and I think they're so cute together. I was shocked because we already have spice in the book. We had it very quickly. I was not expecting that, but I'm down for it. But I was surprised to see that Scott wanted to, I was like, oh, I thought it would be the other way around. But I like that. I really like when the dynamic is not as you expected it. I'm going to continue reading this on. After reading high fantasy books, my brain was tired, and this is making me so happy to just have a nice, cute little romance. Obviously, there's like important topics in here, but I'm so excited to get into this book. Only 100 pages left in the book now, and I just have to say there is so much more smut in this than I expected. Although I do read a good amount of romance, and usually when I do read a romance, I kind of want to build up, but these two actually get together pretty quickly and everything happens super fast. I feel so bad for Kip because he feels hidden and he just wants to be out in the open with Scott, but I also understand Scott because he would be like the first to do this in the whole league and he doesn't know the reaction that he would get. Guess who finished Game Changer? I liked this. I thought that it was really good. I was satisfied with the ending. The character development was really good. One thing I would say I kind of disliked is that right in the middle of paragraphs, we would have perspectives from both of our main characters. I kind of would have liked it more if it was like every chapter, like one is Kip and then one is Scott, but I do understand why she had to do this. Sometimes when you read from an author, their writing has like a voice. There's like no voice behind this, and there's not really anything very distinct about her writing. I would say that it's nice, but usually when I read a novel, I would kind of want to hear like the voice of the story. Like in day 1 and 2, I was reading N.K. Jemisin's writing and I could like hear her writing, like not her voice, but like I specifically knew I was reading of N.K. Jemisin. Same thing with like Farida Abike Ayamide. I always know it's her writing. Same with Ali Hazelwood. Same even with Frida McFadden. Like sometimes an author just has a voice, and maybe her writing will develop to that once I read more of her books, but I still really like this. I think I would give this a 4-star. I feel like a 4-star is fair. I've read for 3 days now. There's 11 days left. I'm like already very exhausted, but I want to push through. I am going to finish this challenge. If you're interested in seeing what I'll read tomorrow on day 4 or anything else, stay tuned because that vlog will also be up. Thank you all for watching and for all the support. I feel like in the past 2 weeks, comments and like even subscribers have flooded in on my YouTube, and seeing your guys' comments literally makes my day. I love talking about books. Like obviously I love reading them, but reading a book and deriving the author's message and then also figuring out your own message from whatever you read is also just so special. And then hearing other people's opinions and conversing or having different perspectives. I love hearing it all. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Bye!